One of the seasonal weapons here in Season of the Wish that immediately caught my eye is the Scalar Potential, the new ARC rapid-fire frame pulse rifle. We've got a few things to talk about with this thing, but I've spent a lot of time with it at this point, used random rolls, crafted my handmade version of it, and after all of that, I ultimately came to a somewhat disappointing conclusion. And that's that the Scalar Potential, gentlemen, is mediocrity manifest. That's a bit of a deep cut. If anyone understood that reference, please say so in the comments so I don't feel so old. Kids these days will never know the glory and the splendor of early YouTube, but moving on. Unfortunately, the Scalar Potential does a lot of things fine, but nothing exceptionally. And this late in the game, that's frankly just not enough. There are 3 other rapid-fire frame ARC pulse rifles that are bangers, and this one does not make a single compelling case for why it deserves a seat at the table. Ultimately, the Scalar Potential is a fine weapon, and you can do just fine with it. But if it isn't exemplary, then the table is already full, as far as I'm concerned. So let's dive into the stats and perks and flesh this thing out. A quick flyby here. It's got 28 base range, 44 stability, 25 handling, 35 reload speed, 76 aim assist, 17 zoom, which is standard, 15 airborne effectiveness, and a recoil direction of 53. Now let's start drawing some comparisons. I told you that there are already a bunch of great rapid-fire frame pulses that are ARC. Well, I wasn't lying. We also have the Oversoul Edict from last season's reprisal of Crota's End. We've got the Horror's Least Nightfall Pulse, which can be adept as well. We've got the Darkest Before from the Prophecy Dungeon. And for the record, all 3 of those pulses are exceptional. As a pulse rifle lover, and I mean I've got like just under 70,000 final blows with pulse rifles in Destiny 2, but as an enthusiast, I believe there are 3 things that make a rapid fire frame pulse rifle exceptional. They need to have wicked high stability, a vertical recoil direction, and the ability to chain kills by earning sizable buffs with every final blow. And I believe that all 3 of these ARC pulses do those things better than the Scalar can. So a quick stat check on the Scalar before we talk perks. The Scalar has 28 range, but the Darkest Before and the Horror's Least both have 34 range. So that's a whole meter of extra range before experiencing drop-off, and that matters. But like I said, the recoil and the stability are the most important stats on rapid-fire frames. So Scalar has 44 base stability, and that's the lowest of all 4 of these pulses. It's dead last in the stability department. The others have 49, 48, and 47. The recoil direction on the Scalar is 53, which is pretty rough. That basically means that Arrowhead Break and Counterbalance mods are like mandatory to get that in line. Horror's Least and the Darkest Before are much kinder at base in terms of recoil direction. The third thing that I noted about Rapids is that they need to have perks that elevate them and take them to the next level when you're chaining duels. Let's go case by case. Horror's Least, it's got Heating Up, it's got Zen Moment, it's got Perpetual Motion, all in that first column. They elevate the stability of the pulse rifle substantially, making it an absolute laser in duels. So couple that with Kill Clip, and you've got one of the nastiest kill chaining rapid fire frame pulses in the game. The Oversoul Edict has in the first column Encore, which is absolutely insane for kill chaining with pulses. It's got Perpetual Motion, it's got Keep Away. In the second column, it has several damage perks, but the best one is Sword Logic, which gives you a whopping 25% damage buff after kill for 7.5 seconds in PvP, and that's nuts. The Darkest Before has Surplus in the first column, which is incredible for giving a ton of free stability, handling, and reload speed, while also having Rampage in the second column for some kill chaining potential, and Elemental Capacitor for those who want a raw dueling pulse. Let's bring it back around to the Scalar. What does it have? Well, in the first column, it's got Keep Away, which is good. I think most people think Keep Away is S tier on everything, but I don't think that it's S tier on rapid fire frame pulses, because range is not the most important stat on these. But unfortunately, even though I think it's a B tier perk on rapid fire frame pulses, it's still the best option in this column on the Scalar. There isn't a single stability buffing perk in this column, and that basically kills the gun for me. It's got Enlightened Action, which is a great perk, just not on rapid fire pulses. It's got Overflow, Permeability if you wanted to change its elemental affinity on the fly, Hip Fire Grip, Loose Change, which is doo-doo in PvP, and Slick Draw, which is also the doo-doo. So you see how this pulse is very, very lacking in the first column. There is nothing to help with recoil, nothing to help with stability at all. Second column is similar. You've got Head Seeker, which is a great perk, no doubt, for that extra precision damage after getting body shots. Then you've got Golden Tricorn, which is a decent kill chaining perk. But then you've got Attrition Orbs, which I really did try to leverage, but found the payoff to be considerably lacking in PvP. You got Focused Fury, which I think might actually be kind of decent on this thing. Then you've got High Ground, Over Under, and Deconstruct. Now, honestly, I think there's some potential for this, this weapon in PvE. Like maybe Legendary Lost Sectors, depending on artifact modifiers and whatnot. But in PvP, this thing just gets absolutely swallowed up by the titans of the family. There's nothing that it brings to the table that's better than what's already on the table. It's like you brought the sweet potato casserole to Thanksgiving, and yours has the strudel on top and the marshmallows, and then your weird aunt shows up with the sweet potato casserole that she made, but hers is just mushy sweet potatoes with no brown sugar, no marshmallows, no nuts, no nothing. Like, that's not gonna get eaten. And it really is too bad. I think the Scalar aesthetically is very pleasing. It looks great, it sounds great. Has like, dragon wings flaring out the sides. It's cool. It's just that it's a minor league pulse playing in the major leagues, and it's painfully clear. Well, that has been my honest review of the Scalar Potential. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. Hey, thanks as always for tuning in and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate that. Please consider leaving a like in the video, as that's the best free way to support my content, and subscribe for additional Destiny 2 content. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I do hope to catch you in the Crucible. Bye-bye.